Yeah, Bitcoin just looks uber bullish. I'm not gonna belabor too much on Bitcoin just because it hasn't changed a whole lot from last week. Yeah, the red box. The red box has been here for forever since we started the space months and months and months ago, and we're starting to chew into it. I was just talking to Forrest actually before we went live how you would expect as we go into this ask that the bid ask ratio would get pretty foul because there's such a big ask up here, but there's actually a decent bid at 100, which got tested today and held, which was nice to see. And we're starting to chew into this. So even though you'd expect the ratio to get worse, it's actually kind of getting better because we're kind of chewing the ask, and there's a decent little bit under here. So super bullish on Bitcoin. We had some FUD today on the 20-year bond auction that failed to sell at whatever the current rate was. I'm not going to even pretend I'm an expert on that stuff. It's not generally a great thing for risk, but Bitcoin brushed it off. So when you get bad news and a bullish reaction, like that just amplifies my bullishness even more. Yeah, there's not much to say. Forrest and I were bullish at the bottom. We told everyone in the Discord along. We told you guys in the space along. Hopefully you longed. And if you didn't, even if you didn't long down here, like if you were scared along here, like we even came in the space, and I know I did, and I'm sure Forrest as well was saying like I'm ape long. This is gonna go up. This is gonna go up. So enough bragging. We'll just move on because there's not much there for me. I just get to go up. Oh, so the last thing I'll say on Bitcoin is just same thing I've been saying, which is like the options for me are one option that someone brought up to me this week actually that I didn't think about was that if we fail around here, which looks like we're not going to do, but we could still, this is basically still a triple top. We made a slightly higher high, but it was by a few pennies. So if there's more FUD or whatever, or if this starts chopping and going down, could be a cup and handle situation like this, where you have your cup and your handle. I don't think that's the most likely scenario anymore. What I think is going to happen really is just that this is going to walk up like this, super choppy, and blow out the top. And I kind of think this is it, honestly, that we're just going to moon, but we'll see. The other option, the third option, and you should always I go over these every week because it's just important to drill in my own head too. Like, what are the options, even the ones you don't think are necessarily going to happen, because those are the ones you want to plan for. So, third option for me is like come up in here. There is this really big ask. Everyone gets bullish, and then it fails back into the range. Everyone gets bearish. Everyone says this looks just like the 2021 or whatever it was after the COVID, how you had 60K and then like 69K or whatever. Everyone will be calling cycle top, and then I still think it will just wind up and end up mooning anyway. It'll just be in 2026. So those are kind of my three options. The idea of it just being like over in a bear market, I'm not even going to get into that because it's so far away from that at this point. I didn't really fully entertain that at the bottom. I'm not going to entertain it here either.